where you're watching from, I like to greet you properly. So, good day, sis. It's another Saturday. I'm just outside, preparing to do my water thing. I know I love water, sun, fun, all that. But, of course, I start my mornings off in gratitude. And today, as I was in my moment, I still got the watery eyes because, the Most High, He's speaking to His children right now. It's up to you to tap in. Like, He told us that these days, I'm sorry, I'm looking for something. Give me a second. He said, that these days we're going to definitely, He was going to pour out His Spirit. And He's definitely speaking to us. And I wanted to stop by here and encourage you to not grow weary. I can't keep the phone up there too long because it's going to get hot. But I just wanted to encourage you to not grow weary in well doing. And of course, to trust what He's told you, because it's amazing how He provides and makes provision even when we don't deserve it. One, two, we don't understand where it comes from. That's why we have to have that faith. And I always wear my jewelry most of the time because this little mustard seed is all the faith that we have to believe. And sometimes that's all you're going to have. Of course, it can be much more than that. However, I don't know who this is for today, but sis, I know this is for somebody, whether it's you or me on the replay or whoever you share this with. It's like it's time out for giving up on who you're called to be because other people don't know who they are. You really have to tap into that. I keep sharing this because I'm 40 years old, y'all. I'm a 1984 baby. And I wasted so much time caring about what they had to say. That's why when I say that thing, you got to stop worrying about what they talking about. Who cares what they're saying? Who cares what they think? Because they're not on your journey. Their journey is not your journey. And if God showed you who you are, your path is going to be a little different. And you have to believe that. That part is where you stand on when what you're doing looks crazy to everyone else around you. You have to stand on that part where it's like, okay, they not going to understand my journey. So when I'm doing things this way, they not going to get it. So we cannot get stuck and get distracted with where we are because so many people keep, trying to tell us, are you sure that's what you want to do? Why you don't do it? Oh yeah, you're right. Oh, I'm working on it. You better believe it. I take all that because I am actually working on that because I realize now at 40 years old, you can't play. You can't play with health either. But what I'm saying far as continuing to not worry about what other people have to say, you can't worry about that because their journey is not your journey. And you have to do what you're called to do. And as you're doing what you're called to do, you have that peace that passeth all understanding while all others are sitting here running around frustrated looking at what everybody else got going on instead of tapping into who they're called to be. And don't let that be you, sis, because you miss out on so many things that you could be doing and you miss out on so many open doors. Like you don't even walk through those doors because you're listening to somebody else who gave up on who they're called to be, who keep doing the same thing every day expecting a different result. Like it don't work that way. It does not work that way. You have to tap into who the creator has called you to be. And if you don't believe in the word, and this is your first time watching this channel, we believe in the word over here. We live by walking by faith and not by sight. We understand that life is a journey. We understand that we're made out of people. However, we also understand that our rewards, our peace, our change, our hope comes in following his word. So, tap in. And that's how you will definitely start to see change in your life. Like, I totally changed my life, and people looked at me like, oh, you're going to give up that amazing job. You're going to give up that amazing house, that amazing position that you were in to follow your purpose. Absolutely. Because the peace that you get when you're following your purpose is priceless versus wavering and understanding, how am I going to get out of this? Nah, you got to walk by faith. You have to walk by faith because faith is what's going to allow you to see when you're blind. You can't get stuck. Like, you definitely cannot get stuck. I'm in Virginia. I don't know where you're from. Yeah, if you're from a different state, type it in the comments. But it's time out for making excuses and complaining every day. You're complaining because you're not pushing towards your purpose. You're complaining because you're choosing to be stuck. And how do you choose to be stuck? You complain, you argue, you entertain yourself with conversations that don't concern you. People are always being used to distract you at times, and you cannot get stuck there. Like, I stress this being that I'm 40 now, and if you're younger than me, I don't want you to waste no time. Don't let nobody tell you, oh, you young, you ain't got to worry about that. No, that's not true. Focus now. Get the things done that you're supposed to get done and live the life that you dream of. I have lived my dreams. Like, I'm just at the beginning of living my dreams. But over the last 2 years since firing my 9 to 5, my life has changed. I made a decision and I said, you know what? I'm not giving up on my purpose. And while I do it, I'm going to do it on social media. Why not? I mean, thank you. I appreciate that. It's time to tap in. Like, don't be stuck because the people around you want you to do the same thing they're doing. If you don't want their life, don't do what they're doing. If you want a better life, do something different. And it's not always about the tangibles or where you are necessarily financially. When you change your mindset, finances follow. However, when you're in the process of changing your mindset, you're going to go through some things because you're reprogramming how you were raised, how you were trained. Everything that you know, you're learning again. You got to learn all of that over. It's different from being an employee to a CEO. So if entrepreneurship is your thing, you got to tap into what the CEOs are doing. You got to tap into what those people that are living the life that you want, what they doing. That's why mentorship, I believe, is so necessary. That's why I tapped into being a coach. I haven't arrived, but I can definitely push you along to become who God has called you to be. And that's real. That's just keeping it a buck as I'm in my rough, raw, and real, about to go enjoy the water. I just wanted to encourage you on this day. Don't grow weary in well doing. Keep going. If God showed you something, or if you was a little girl and thank you, Faceless. I appreciate that. It's real though. I don't know. It's so much, going on in the world right now where people are allowing, I don't even know if I can use the word anxiety, but anxiety is like taking over. And the reason why it's taking over because people are walking by fear and not by faith. If God showed you who you are, believe it. Trust in his word, trust his process, trust his plan, and keep going and forget about the negative folks around you. I can't stress that enough because we always say, I don't care what they talk about, but as soon as we're about to make a decision to do something different, who we thinking about? Oh, well, you know what such and such did say. Who cares? They're not happy. You don't want to live their life. And even if they are happy, you still can't live their life. You know when you get that peace, that passive all understanding when you're going through something, and but yet you tap into your purpose, it's different. It's totally different. That's why you can't get caught up on what it looks like. My mom always would used to tell us, or when she would speak, because I do come from a full church background. And when my mom used to speak, she used to always say, it ain't what it looked like. And it's true. You cannot get caught up, sis, on where you are. You may not like your job, or you may not have a job, and you're trying to figure out, okay, God, but you showing me I'm going to do XYZ, but I'm nowhere near. Okay, get a book, sis. Read the book. Tap in. We are in 2025. If you want the information bad enough, you're going to find it. So you got to ask yourself, how bad do you want it? And you got to go for it. I just want to be the voice to remind you you can do it. You can definitely get through this thing. You can definitely still live your life on purpose while life is lifing. You don't have to look like the rest of the world, especially if you say that you are a child of the Most High. You're supposed to get in your word and believe everything that His word says. Yea, though I walk through the valley of the shadow of death, I will fear no evil, for thy rod and thy staff comforts me. That's a part of Psalms 23. It's time to tap in. Another Proverbs that's been holding me as I look at the things that are going on in this world is Proverbs 2 and 8, where it talks about judgment is due, however, he gonna take care of his children. You gotta believe the word. He made us in his image, and his image is a creator. So if God gave you something that you're supposed to be birthing right now, it's time to feed that thing. It's time to get that thing healthy so that you can be living your life on purpose. Because remember, sis, you are an answered prayer to somebody else. They waiting for you. It's time to get up out your pit, and it's time to push towards your purpose and live a fulfilled life. No complaining, no gossiping. When people calling you with all that extra stuff, you ain't got to be rude or disrespectful, but you got to let them know, nah, I ain't talking about that. Or that person's not present, so I don't want to have this conversation. Okay? We can't be stuck. We cannot keep doing the same things expecting a new result. It's not going to change. You're going to be stuck. And I want us all to win because you can win. There's so many things that you used to do as a little girl that because somebody at school or somebody at daycare or somebody somewhere told you something, so you stopped believing in your gifts. You stopped believing in who the Most High called you to be, all because of what them people talking about. I'll be very transparent. When I was in elementary school, my best friend, she discouraged me from a lot of different things, and she would say a lot of mean things to me, but I didn't realize it until I got older. And it sucks because my she actually passed going on 2 years now. And I just think back to that. If I would have ignored some of the things she said, I wouldn't have lost my confidence. I wouldn't have lost, not that people can't tell you nothing. Okay, I don't know if anybody's still in here, but my phone overheated, which I figured it was. It's hot as fire out here. Um, but yeah, I just, we have to just tap in. We got to tap in. We got to stay focused. Don't get distracted, sis. No wasting time complaining. No wasting time dealing with the negative people. And really start learning about who you are. And you can learn who you are in His Word. Get in your Word. That is what is going to sustain you during these times. I think about the Bible when it talks about, in the book of Revelations, it talks about the witnesses. And to me, the witnesses are the Ruach HaKodesh in the Word right now until we know who the other witnesses are. Because that right now is what's going to sustain you. That right now is what's going to make things make sense when things don't make sense. Because remind you, we're living in the times where right is wrong and wrong is I always got animals coming toward me. It's a whole animal like right at the door. I'm sorry, I'm in the country. But yeah, I just wanted to encourage you. Get in your word. Don't let the naysayer stop you. Tap into your purpose. You can message me if you want, or leave me a comment. I can follow up with you, whatever. But it's time to really get serious about who you're called to be. And the time is now. You're an answered prayer. Somebody's waiting for you. Tomorrow is not promised. I want to get out and I want to go get in the water, but I don't know if this animal is still beside the car, y'all. On another note, this is alive, so I can keep it real. Should I open the door? I don't know. But anyway, make today the best day ever. No complaining, no gossiping. Smile at somebody. Smiling is my lips are dry. Smiling is definitely a gift. Everybody can't smile. And when you smile at people, it definitely changes their attitude sometimes. Sometimes you'll see their spirit and they got an attitude, but then sometimes you'll lift their spirit. But no need in running around here looking like the rest of the world. You're set apart. You're supposed to be different. They gonna get irritated because you giggling and they frowning. They mad. Okay, well, be the light. Just keep being the light. It's real. Keep being the light. Work on the things that you can control and don't worry about the things that you can't control. Pray for somebody today. Prayer still changes things. Pray for the person in front of you, behind you, whether you're in the car, in the store. It changes things. You don't know what people going through. You going through a lot. Imagine what the person beside you going through. Especially those that say that we love God. I'm going to leave this nugget and I'm going to get off of here. But we say that we love God. We say that we believe God's word. We say that we trust him. However, when it gets real, are you still looking like you love God? Are you still saying you trust him? Or are you looking like the person that don't have God? It's real. That's how we got to line ourselves up. We got to keep examining our hearts. We got to keep getting in our word. Okay? And this is not to condemn you. This is to confirm that you know, yeah, I've been slipping. I need to get back in my word. Especially those of us that grew up loving God. Don't give up. Don't believe them. Don't go into New Age. Trust your word. Your word's going to sustain you. His word is enough. So, as you all continue to follow along my journey, as I continue to live my life on purpose, I hope that you're tapping in. I hope that, you want to win on purpose. And until next time, I pray you make today the best day ever. Don't waste today. Okay? So, I love you if nobody else told you. And until next time, good day.